crying. Don't listen, don't be so upset. A sage say a person that is accepting a bizayon, ושותק and quiet, כל הבנותיו נמחלים. I told you, you just went to the washing machine. Because you didn't react. You know what it is not to react? To react is very, very easy, but not to react. So I noticed in me something, and I can only talk about myself, I can't talk about other people. But at least my point is that I feel lucky enough to be able to do tshuva, so I like to at least share it with other people. Maybe other people can also do that. Because if I don't share what I have, I'm not going to get anything. At the end of the day, most people are holding everything like this, like as if it's not even yours. So I noticed in myself something that I didn't like a lot. And you know what it was? That I behaved one way in public and another way in my room. Now you're all guilty in that, by the way. If we're going to put now music in this hall and blast the music, you know what's going to happen? People are going to be like, put the same song in your room when there's nobody in the room. You start breakdown. You invent moves that even Michael Jackson can't even do. Next to other people, most people, they behave in the room one way, and next to other people, a completely different way. Why can't you be real? Don't you know the Kadosh Baruch Hu is looking at you? Don't you know the Kadosh Baruch Hu is looking at you and he knows, and he's laughing and saying, who do you think you're fooling? You think you behave in a certain way, like a tzaddik, next to other people, but at home, Shem Elohim, how you behave at home. So I noticed it in myself, and I was like, how I vowed I will start behaving in public, how I behave in my room. Or better, how about I behave in my closed room, how I behave in public. Should I say it again for the ADD? No? Yeah? You got it? I'm going to stick out of it. I hope you're taking notes. If not, you can see the rewind. The point is that to take some teaching how to make you better, make the world a better place, because the reality is, we want to talk about Bet HaMikdash and the destruction and Mashiach, the reality is that the situation is worse than what you even can imagine in regards to how, when, what the redemption is coming. It's an unbelievable miracle that we're all still existing here, and we're still breathing, and we're not under a mushroom cloud, or that the Kadosh Baruch Hu didn't destroy us already a long time ago. Like sometimes, I don't want to say that because then Chas v'Shalom, I will raise a prosecution against Israel, but I'm sometimes shocked how the Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't get completely upset at us with what's going on in our nation. So our situation is much worse than you think. By the way, people think, oh, everything's okay. Well, life is good. Life is maybe good now. You think it's good till the storm will come. And the storm is, like I told you, it's a miracle that it didn't come yet. I'm shocked that we're still in exile and we're still not redeemed. We have some type of a zchut, we have some type of a merit. Some tzaddik is praying for us, for the entire Klal Israel, that we still have the opportunity every morning to do tshuva. Most people wake up in the morning, you know what they do the first thing? I check your phone. Say modani to the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Take a minute to meditate on the greatness of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, that he even did a favor to you and brought you back to the world. Some people even sleep with the phone. How do you sleep with the phone? It's a light. Put the phone in the living room. Turn it off. Shem Elohim. Look, the nonsense that most people look at people's faces when they're, you know, I also have a phone. You see it everywhere? I don't carry it to me. I check once a day. A few hours. Why do I do now every second to check the phone? Most people don't even value the zchut that the Kadosh Baruch Hu gives them every second. Every second. What a zchut we have that we're even alive. Most people don't realize that. You know, most people wake up in the morning, I told you, they jump on their phone. They cover the blanket over their head from the depression, the sadness, the anxiety, the fear, the worrying, the tzarot. Young people call me and email me and text me, I have this so much in health, and and marriage and kids, and everybody gets the same answer. Pray for Mashiach. Do something for Mashiach to come. He's not coming. He's coming. Pray. Of course he's not coming because he's sitting all day long. Why would he come? So the point we want to get from tonight, we have a very long night, but the point is how you leave the door. If you came in and you're leaving the doors the same way, then you wasted your time. You didn't come to Disneyland to watch Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. You came here tonight. No, because I know some people, they just wanted to see the show. I want to see these three rabbis on one stage. If you came for that, then you missed the opportunity. So how are you going out of this door? So I hope you sit tight and listen. And I'm sure there's going to be much more encouraging words tonight that you can incorporate into your life. The situation as we speak right now is that we have a sword here and we don't even notice that. Melech HaMashiach already exists, he's here in the world. He's a human being that lives in Eretz Israel. I don't think he knows his Mashiach. Some Mekubalim say he knows who he is. Some Mekubalim says he doesn't know who he are. But if Mashiach has to come tonight, he has to be a human being. And at least 13 years of age. So must be that right now, a human being, Shomer Torah and Mitzvot, in Eretz Israel, ready to get the note. V'naha ala ruach Hashem, says the prophet. He gets the note. But as we speak right now, Am Israel has a sword here. And you're worried about your iPhone, if it's the XR or the XS or the XPIZ or whatever it is, that's nonsense. And we don't even notice that our life is in a disharmony. Be honest with yourself right now. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell anybody else. Be honest with yourself. Take a moment to be honest with yourself. Are you happy with your life? Most people have problems with parnasah. Most people have problems with briut, with health, with finding their other half. Their kids are not listening to them. Yirat Shamayim, Yetzer Hara, from here to Shem Merachem. Everybody's dealing with something. Why? Because the Kadosh Baruch Hu is pushing everybody to a corner that you have to be pressed. Why? So you can pray for Mashiach to come. The sheker in the world is unbelievable. It's almost unfathomable. It's almost even unacceptable. The sheker that you see all around. In everything. What's good is targeted as bad. What is bad gets all the kavod and all the honor and all the respect. I don't want to tell you certain things because chas v'shalom I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I would share with you things that I had to go through and heard about this event. Some people I kind of wish to know who they are just to tell them off straight to the face, the things that I heard. So if you're feeling that your life is on a verge of disaster, and I bet, be honest, don't look at me, no, everything's great. No, everything is not great, by the way. You can fool anybody you want. You don't fool me, you definitely don't fool the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and if you fool yourself, you are a fool. You can make a sticker out of that. If you fool yourself, you are a fool.
It's like come out tomorrow.
Why do we say that? Because people live in denial, they lie to themselves. Lie to themselves. If they're in the world of Kedusha, then they lie to themselves. Oh, I can do that. On him I can say Lashon Hara. Here I can lie. Stealing from me, he's a thief too. People invent all sorts of rules. They don't have a real Rav that tells them what to do and what to do. If you tell them what to do, I don't like that, they go choose a different Rav. Like if you're making shopping for a rabbi. People call me, can you be my rabbi? I'm not nobody's rabbi. Don't call me a rabbi. I'm not your rabbi. You want you can come and listen to a class. I'm not nobody's rabbi. I don't want you to be my rabbi. You're not going to be listening to me even to me. Why would you want to be my students? So you have to not lie to yourself about anything that happens in your life. And the main thing you cannot lie to yourself is that life is about of the verge of destruction. So again, you can be in denial and say, oh, everything's fine. Now again, I'm not talking about a person that has a very good attitude, Hakol Letovah, everything comes from the Kadosh Baruch Hu, Kol Man Rachman Avid, the Tavavid, everything that Hashem does is good. Okay, listen, everything. We all have to go through nisyonot. But the reality is that everybody has a rope around their throat, in one way or another. They just don't share it with other people. Last year I was in some community, very wealthy community. At least it seems like a wealthy community. And for some reason I look like the Kotel HaMaravi. Everybody comes and whispers to me, They put notes in my jacket. Unfortunately, it's not checks. It's just notes. It's fine. I always tell my wife, do I look like a stone to you? Everybody tells me all the problems. This community, I was there for 3 days. Everybody came and told me, listen, my house is in foreclosure. I didn't pay the house already for 3 years. The banks, credit cards, I don't know what to do. But don't tell anybody. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Everybody's the same thing, but outside, beautiful Mercedes, beautiful houses, the most fancy watches, and I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm trying to make a point. The point is that everybody's life is shattered beneath their legs, but they're pretending that everything's okay, so everybody else can say, no, life is smooth, everything's okay. So you have to wake up and to realize nothing is okay, and everybody's suffering with something. The Kadosh Baruch Hu shows every person has at least 5 problems in their life. And if you disagree with me, you are in denial. You can disagree with me as much as you want. I don't get offended. But if you disagree with me, you're in denial. Everybody has problems. I told you already, I'm going to repeat it. Parnasah, Yad Shamayim, Zugiyut, marriage, finding your other half. Oh, Shem Erechem. The only solution is Mashiach ben David. Now what do? To talk is very cheap. Our sages say, now, we can't do things in a global level. Now, a lot of people who are trying, the Yetzer Hara is very, very strong. Just to get you in this room, I think it took about 5,000 text messages, 150 hours of going backwards and forwards, just to make a little event. What are we going to do? Teach some Torah. What did we ask? If you now will make now an event of some nonsense, you'll have 50,000 people in one room. That's where I realized, look at that. The Yetzer Hara, the Samech Mem, is after one thing. Machloket, disagreement. He doesn't care if you sin. By the way, the Yetzer Hara is not here to make you sin. He says you're going to sin regardless. With or without me, you're going to sin. The Yetzer Hara, that's not his agenda. He knows you're going to sin on autopilot. His agenda is to make a machloket. This is called mecharcher riv. That he wants to make a disagreement with 2 people. If they don't get along. A religious and a secular, Ashkenazi and Sephardi, it doesn't matter, it's all nonsense. But the fact is, you also make an analogy in your life and you'll see how many machlokot you have in your life, how many disagreements you have in your life, and then you ask yourself, a few are the cause. Oh, no, I'm a symbol of perfection. I'm the problem, he's the problem. Your Yetzer Hara is always going to tell you that he's the problem. Most people, they wake up in the morning, their eyes are like this, they look in the mirror, wow. What you did here? It's unbelievable. The ego that some people have. So when you question yourself if you are the cause of the problem in a disagreement, me? What have you done? Me? I didn't do anything. His fault. The point is, like I said before, we are in a very harsh and very important time. Harsh, I'm saying, because we're still a deen is hovering over our head. And don't let anybody fool you. No, Am Yisrael is doing great. No, they're not. No, there's no greatness. I'm telling you. I barely see my wife. I barely see my kids. I go from one tour to another tour. I'm in hundreds of communities. Everybody can't stand each other. Everybody slanders each other. Everybody talks about each other. And on the outside, it seems like it's on the surface is good. Now, I'm not chas v'shalom taking away from what we do have. No, I know I speak a little bit negative and harsh, but I'm not taking away from the greatness of our generation. There's never been so much Torah in our generation. Hundreds of millions of hours on the internet of Torah. Yeshivot from here to the morning. Shabbat 4 hours in Shabbat. Unbelievable. Come 7 o'clock in the morning to the Bekneset. 500 people learning Torah. We have access to any book you want. 100 years ago, who had books? So I'm not negating from the fact that we have a lot of Torah in our generation. We have a lot of chesed in our generation. We have a lot of good things. But it's so diluted with all the bad, so it's almost nothing. I'm going to sidetrack for a second because a lot of people ask me on my own personal story, my own personal experience. I'm sure some of you heard it. or maybe all of you, and if you didn't, then take a CD and listen to it. But that's not the point. The point is, a lot of people tell me, why in Shamayim they judge you so hard? You are Tinok Shenishba, no? You were born secular. What they want from you? So first of all, and most important, is they didn't judge me for what I didn't know. They judged me for what I knew. They didn't show me if I put tefillin or not. They didn't show me that I was ripping letters on Shabbat or cooking on Shabbat. You know what they showed me? Beikar ben adam lechavero. Between one person to another person. You need the Torah to be an edge. You need the Torah to tell you not to steal. Go out to the street. Take any goy, normal one, a good one. Tell me, is that okay to steal? Has v'shalom. Heaven forbid. Go out to any country in the world. You ask a normal human being, is that okay to commit adultery? No, you don't. You need the Torah for that? You don't need the Torah for that. And of course, everybody are my synagoguim. In every lecture that I did about my personal story, everybody's my synagoguim. Why they're so mean? Why they're so harsh? Why they judge you? Where were you when I was in Shamayim, when I needed some synagoguim? There was no synagoguim. This is called in Hebrew Yefei Nefesh. I didn't tell you. Now, what is my answer? Yes, I did have a few mitzvot. They showed me a few mitzvot that I had. But my analogy, and that's connected to what I'm trying to tell you, because we do have a lot of good things in our generation. No Hashem, a lot of Torah, a lot of Chesed, a lot of Kiruv. Not enough, but we do have. If you take now a bottle of Coca-Cola and you pour in it a cup of water, would it change the color of the Coca-Cola? No. But take a bottle of water like this and pour in it 2 drops of Coca-Cola. 2 drops! The whole water is brown. And if you put a cup, the whole water is completely dark. Which means that it doesn't matter how much good you have. You drop in 1 drop of bad, the whole water is dirty. All the good that you did is already dirty. And if you have a lot of bad, you throw in a lot of good. It's not going to change anything. It's be'ayin ha'och. Not comparison. So don't for 1 second take my words out of context and say, well, where's the slander in the whole generation? Oh, we have our Israel is doing great. I'm not saying that. Baruch Hashem, we have great Rabbanim and great Chachamim in the Torah. We have a lot of good things. I'm looking out the bad things.